What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Thursday. Good morning and welcome back to Look for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. This morning I've seen an interesting thing about El Salvador, a very interesting thing. The protests, I've only just noticed them. I don't know whether they've been going on for a few days, a week, several days, couple of weeks, what. But basically protests in El Salvador demanding the repeal of the Bitcoin law. Now apparently the Bitcoin law in El Salvador was to force an obligation to accept Bitcoin, I believe. Now why would you protest your government saying, look, every shop, corporation that say this, whatever, got to accept Bitcoin? I don't believe they said stop accepting the US dollar. So we'll have a little cheeky little read and see what's actually going down. I want you to speculate in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments, because it feels like these people are just like, no, we don't want Bitcoin. I want you to just give me more dollars. Just give me more dollars. Fuck the Bitcoin, because it can be down tomorrow. I just want the dollars. Like purchasing power never goes away from the dollar. For Protestants, the law wastes resources that could be used to alleviate poverty. They claim that only a few businessmen in the government benefit from the law. So a group of protesters spoke out on public roads against the Bitcoin law in San Salvador, the capital city of El Salvador. They even presented a proposal to repeal the regulations approved in June and instead invest the money in solving problems of poverty and marginalization of 40% of the country's population. The demonstration was described by Dario El Mundo of El Salvador, and in it you can see a group of people marching through the streets with a red flag that reads "No to Bitcoin." Once they arrived at the headquarters of the Legislative Assembly, they were received by deputies Dina Argueta and Anabel Beloso. The group that organised the protest was the Bloc de Resistencia Guardabelia Popular, something like that, considered a left-wing movement in the Salvadorian political spectrum. Interesting. In the brief presented to the deputies, this organisation describes the Bitcoin law as nefarious, deceitful, and unconsulted, and it demands its repeal. Among the reasons for arguing this opposition to the legislative measure, the first one cited that it was imposed by President Nayib Bukele without consulting the people, improvised and without technical studies. In this section, it's also argued that according to opinion polls, the people and the majority of businessmen reject it because it will have negative consequences on prices and income, because it's only beneficial to a few people. The latter claim the Protestants are close to the government and of the purpose of laundering ill-gotten money. I mean, we're back to money laundering through Bitcoin. Done it through the dollar and pound for centuries. No one batting that. They want to go back to the dollar, which has done more money laundering than any other currency in history. Jesus wept. Likewise, the stability of Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency that is alleged to be highly volatile and therefore speculative. It dipped below 30k recently, didn't it? That's not speculative. That fucking happened, mate. It is the price it is. It's not a speculative price. It is the fucking price it currently is. You went to sell it, that's what you get. You went to buy it, that's what you need. speculative. I know what you mean speculative. The future price and the future use cases and all that speculative, but do not try and tell me that the current fucking price on an order book is speculative, because it's fucking not. That's as bad as saying Yellowstone's stable. It's also being questioned. Whoever converts $100 into Bitcoin, the next day can have half. Expresses the opponents who demonstrated. It's like playing the lottery. Right, well, I need to tell you, it could also be double. You put 100 in on Monday, it could also be 200 by Tuesday. Save $100 in the bank on Tuesday. On $100. And come the next Monday, inflation kicks in again, and boom, you lost purchasing power. So don't tell me that you can have that Fiat is not as volatile. It's not as volatile percentage-wise, but it's equally as volatile in it moves every day. It loses purchase power every year. This is people that haven't been taught about value. I was never taught about value. We're trying to teach ourselves, and again, we don't know 100% of it, but we're learning, and we know this is a load of bullshit. Anyone with a brain weighing over a few grams should be able to fucking figure this out. So it's like playing the lottery, they argue, except that this is a mandatory, not a voluntary act. So this is where we come now. Are they actually going to force everyone to be paid and pay in Bitcoin, or do you get a choice US dollar, Bitcoin? As a last resort, the alleged tax exemptions for entrepreneurs are also questioned. That they put the capital in Bitcoin and public spending for the implementation of the law is criticised. With respect to this, they detail $150 million that will be invested in creating a convertibility box from Bitcoin to dollars. The $30 per person that will be given to those who download the state purse, which add up to a total of $75 million. According to the statement and the infrastructure costs, this includes ATMs and investments in connectivity. Hang on a minute. Anyone in the country who downloads the app gets a free $30 that is inside a convertibility box that can go from dollars to Bitcoin. You get your first $30 of Bitcoin for free, just for downloading the app. And you're out protesting it. It just seems weird to me. I mean, according to the statement and the infrastructure costs, the 150 million and the 75 million given to the people, so the 75 million left, it includes ATMs, investments in connectivity. Media from El Salvador showed the protests against Bitcoin law through social networks. For the representatives of the Popular Resistance and Rebellion Bloc who issued the statement, oh dearie me, all this money could be used to alleviate the poverty situation. The 40% of the country's population lives in addition. They also argue that Bitcoin will facilitate legal activities such as common corruption, drug, arms, and people trafficking, tax evasion. Finally, the cryptocurrency would cause monetary chaos, hit people's salaries, pensions, and savings, and ruin many MSMEs. I can't believe the next line. Affect peasant families and hit the middle classes. They just call me a peasant. Like, are we supposed to take that? Like, are people supposed to say like, oh yeah, oh peasant? Okay. I mean, affect peasant families and hit the middle class. So they conclude questioning the protests. The demonstrations also had their criticism among certain members of the crypto community. For example, users on Twitter expressed the unheard of to see people demonstrate against Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency that, according to their vision, promotes individual freedoms and represents an alternative to the dollar, the other official currency of El Salvador. Other Twitter users, meanwhile, echoed images that would demonstrate a very few people calling to express themselves against Bitcoin law. It should be clarified that, beyond the photos published on the social network, it is not known when they were taken or if it was indeed the number of people who attended the mobilization. So some of these numbers could be false. Some of these pictures could be fabricated to make it look like there was more people actually protesting than there was. I don't know. Legislative support for opponents of Bitcoin in El Salvador. So Analia Baloso, one of the deputies who supported the movement against the adoption of cryptocurrency and Central American country, stated at the press conference that nobody wants Bitcoin and that the majority of the population is against the sanctions law in June by the Assembly. Interesting. And La Beloso speaks out against Bitcoin on Twitter. Likewise, Beloso expressed concerns about the leak of meetings of the president's brothers with foreign businessmen for the creation of a digital colon. The project was scrapped. But meanwhile, several non-governmental organizations have asked for explanations in this regarded in recent days, especially regarding the involvement of Bukele's relatives in presidential affairs. I mean, it sounds a little fuddy, don't it? I mean, it's a bit fuddy, that. Because this is like, I mean, most of these now, these is the last day. It's yesterday this must have happened because it's fake. But with a few days ago, was hotting up because the project discarded. So what was that project they discarded? El Salvador evaluated a digital, I mean, it's digital colon before approving a Bitcoin law. I'm not going into that. The digital colon, COLON. Saying. Right, the digital colon will be El Salvador's stable coin pegged to the US dollar. The presidency denies that the plan is still in force, although the leak suggests otherwise. While they were preparing the project that ended up becoming the Bitcoin law in El Salvador, the option of creating their own stable coin was being considered. The idea was to have a digital colon in reference to the local currency prior to the current dollarization of the Central American country. So during a series of meetings prior to the approval of Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador, brothers of the president, Nayib Bukele, presented the plan as revealed by El Salvador media El Faro, based on the leaked videos of those encounters. Bukele's brothers, Ibrahim and Youssef, held those meetings with various foreign entrepreneurs linked to the development of products for the use and trade of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Among them, Jack Mallers, CEO of Strike, who participated together with the Salvadorian president in announcement of the Bitcoin law. I find this fascinating. The plan of a digital colon would be used to have a stable coin of its own pegged to the value of the US dollar. But that would be used in certain, I mean, how many stable or pegged? How many pegged coins are we going to have pegged to the dollar? There's already about 20, mate. Just use Tether, bro. Like, what? Like, I get there's no pound one. There's no GBPT. There's no stable GBP. There's no crypto version of GBP. No one's done it. No one's made it. No one gives a fuck, apparently. So it makes sense that that say the Bank of England or any institution within within England would just want to create their own or want to create one. But if someone had already created one and it worked, why would you not just use that? I know people want choice, and some people don't want to trust Tether, some people don't trust Tether, some people don't trust USDC and all the rest of them, and maybe having choice is good, but how many are we actually going to have pegged to the dollar before I actually get one pegged to the flaming fucking pound? Mate, it's hard enough finding exchanges that let you just put pounds straight on and have them appear in flaming pounds. God damn it. On pounds. So it's about validity. They want validity. They want their own validity. They want their own control. They want their own coin. And I guess most people understand that. Eh? But honestly, let me know in the comments, because would you if your country did this, would you protest it? Or would you be happy about it? Do you know what I mean? That's my question for you today. If your country did this, would you be happy about it? If your country said to Tesco, listen, if someone wants to buy backer with Bitcoin, you fucking take the Bitcoin. Still take the pounds if you want, but take the Bitcoin as well. Take it. Fucking got to. Like, it's not like, it's weird, innit? Because you've got places like us now, like, we're trying to get people to use and collect and invest and spend and whatever with digital assets. And they're all just like, yeah. El Salvador's government's literally like, bruh, fucking use digital assets. Like, be your own bank, take control, get some Bitcoin. We're going to tell the corporations and entities that they've got to accept it for products and services. Put it in dollars if you want. Couldn't give a shit. If you want it in dollars, put it in fucking dollars, mate. Jesus, wet, man. Like, excuse me. They introduce the converter and give you $30 for free. You only want dollars and they give you $30 for free, and it's like, what kind of fud shit bullshit is swimming around in people's heads? I don't fucking know. But sound off in the comments, because it's interesting, man. Right? And on that note, you know the dance. El Salvadorians, invest in yourself. Invest in the internet of value. Block out the bullshit. Yeah? Live long and orderly all, baby, until you're ready to let it go. Stake it, bake it. Get rewards from it. Yeah? Feed the beast till the beast feeds you. And on that note, I'm going to start my day. Yeah. We love crypto. We love the idea of countries turning digital assets into legal tender. And we love you. So take care of yourself. And I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.